Hello, this is Paul again. And I think I neglected that I am teaching computer classes at the First Church of the Brethren here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And this is a brand new subject that I am covering that we haven't covered in our classes for a very long time. And never has it been into the depth that I am taking you into on security on your computer. We've been talking about that the biggest fear of your computer when you're on the web is the contact of viruses, and today we have even the term called malware, and understanding what all these are and how they work. One thing that we have covered is what is a virus, and a virus is something that you can prevent logically by the denial of allowing certain installations to take place on your computer that you really don't need. There is the biggest thing about viruses, I was surprised to hear, they are more voluntarily and not so incidental. So that is something to be aware of. You can stop it from happening by making logical choices. Don't just run over everything that comes down the line. One thing that Windows have been really noted for is their lack of security for viruses to come on the computer. And starting with Windows 8, well, there was a progression starting with Vista. They introduced the idea of taking control of what's going on the computer in a better way. And with Windows 7, they have gone into develop this further in the fact that this will work along with your virus protection installed on your computer, and it will now expand its capabilities, and then we're going to be getting into more of that, but then with Windows 8 it takes full control. And with this, it'll probably gain some very predominance in breaking that reputation that Windows computers get viruses all the time. We're talking about Trojan horses when I left off last, and I talked about how they will, with a Trojan horse, it is more like a spyware where they can see exactly what you're doing on your computer and eventually get your passwords and be able to get into your bank account because of the what you've been doing on your computer. Also, I talked to you about data theft that's being taken out of the computer from a very known location. And in the case of our home personal PCs, that would be from Drive C. Also, I talked about how you would be seeing that you installed a program and the next day you find out that it's not there at all. Also, to move forward on this, downloading or uploading of files for various purposes all at once, you might be getting a lot of things going on where you might see a screen that suggests certain reports be made to somebody you don't even know, and you need to make the logical choice not to allow it to happen, and not just go along with everything that comes down the line because you think that's the way it works. Downloading and installing of third-party programs such as and getting into a lot of this going on collectively is called malware. Malware is a collection of Trojan horses, your viruses, and spyware, and yes, it is also the toolbars that you have installed on your browser. This is all called malware. In this, when you allow such programs to come on, they will start logging your keystrokes from the keyboard. Also, there has been a very big television report right here in Pennsylvania that there was a school, I'm not going to say where or when, but they had computers for the students in the school, sent them home with the students, and they sat up, and it had cameras on it and everything, very modern computers. And the next thing they find out is that the school was monitoring these children and their activities with these machines. And this is a type of virus that the remote user would be able to see what is going on in your room and violating privacy. When a computer is up and running in somebody's bedroom, why, they would be able to see everything going on. Also, through the built-in microphone, they would be able to hear everything that is being discussed. This is done by using the webcam that is installed on your computer, or get this, many tablets now they're with cameras as well, or cams, and some of them has it that these cams are on both sides of this. When you set the computer down on a desktop or on your bed or whatever, there's always an exposed camera that will be able to view what's going on around you. There is also certain things going on that the computer is being controlled by another one, and very often there might be an installation you don't know anything about, and your computer gets shut down to restart and complete that installation. And it is with a program that you have no knowledge or never even allowed it to take place. So this is something that you need to be aware of. And there's a lot of instances like this going on that you don't realize that it is a virus. There is also other things going on, such as all at once you're at an extreme. There's a crashing of the computer, and it's called, it might even be known as the blue screen of death. Yes, I've had people call me up that they're having a problem starting up their screen, that all they get is a blue screen with white writing. Then that is, yes, that is a very serious infection. Data corruption can take place that renders the disk, the entire disk, that to be unusable. And the only way to correct this, along with anything going on your computer, has to be completely wiped out and reinstalled. And a professional will have to do that for you. If you have an experience at times when you get up in the morning and your machine's been on overnight because of certain activities that are scheduled to take place, all at once you find out that your disk is completely wiped out and there is nothing on that drive and it's inoperable. And this is another way of how a computer gets destroyed, and it's by an external means. These are all examples of what is known as malware. Any of these invasions in the computer will monitor activities and capture account numbers and passwords or financial accounts, which are cleaned out when closing the browser properly. In other words, when they're collecting information, it has to be done on the moment that it's taking place, because when your programs are shut down and not just left idle, this will limit their access. Malware already transmitted this activity to the intended invader, while the cleaning of your cookies will not change it one bit. What can you do about it? Well, that's a very interesting thing. There are several things that you must do on your computer, and you have to be aware of what's going on first of all, and then learn what to do about it. To handle different situations, for example, if a unwanted toolbar or unneeded toolbar, that's an easy thing to take care of, and that is uninstall that program. Internet providers and companies deal with what's going on with their computers in a great way, and they will have the use of a firewall installed. And just in my network here at home, I got at least 3 or 4 different firewalls as it goes to each computer. And the use of many hubs will also have a firewire protection for your network, not only with each computer. And with these firewalls, it will block somebody coming in and making use of your computer without your knowledge. As I said before, Vista came out with new programs going on your computer in the background that replaces the use of a virus check. However, with Windows 7, a virus check is still needed, and Windows 8 is completely self-supporting. So, depending upon what version of, if you have Windows 7 or 8, there was a major progression with what is called Windows Defender. Now, when you get a computer with either one of them, Windows 7 or 8, this Windows Defender is not activated, and you have to actually go in and activate it. And it's been tied in with Windows XP that when on the second week of every month, Microsoft has downloaded certain updates for violations that go on with the computer, and puts it through a check for viruses. And they have a website that you can do it more often than just once a month if you want. However, Windows 7 and 8 is much more active than ever before. Well, let's see, I'm doing pretty good on the time here. Windows 7 will make use of a virus checking software, while Windows 8 is more intense on its own. And make sure that it's turned on. A provider also, many of them that are reputable, will also have their own virus checks for part of their service that you'll want to activate. That you don't have to go out and buy another virus check when your provider is actually giving you that service for free. And also using that, they will also handle the updates of its as is necessary for different definitions of what viruses it's looking for. Finally, with the use of a good virus checking program, Windows Defender will prevent many intrusions that continue. But I said many. It doesn't mean that it's not possible to get through, but it's much more difficult than it ever has been before. So with Windows 7, be sure to have also a regular virus checker, and it has been strongly recommended that if you can afford it, to even pay for a virus check, although it's offered for free. That'll give you much more complete protection. With this protection, most important is stressed that you use logic on your computer. If there is something being offered to you that you are not looking for, or you're not on the market for, but is only a mere suggestion, don't take the hype of that you want to have it. It's not necessary, and it could bring a problem. Well, this is a good time to take a break, because in part 3 on this very important lesson, I'm going to talk to you about what you can do to protect your computer and keep it running like it was new for many years to come. So this is Paul Jones. I am at the First Church of the Brethren with a set of 12 lessons where people are able to earn a computer. And in many cases, we have people that has come just for the education of it and have been able to move forward and help not only their computers, but with the help of their friends, and be able to get a lot of advantage over what's going on. And it's a good idea to play it safe. And the only way to play it safe is if you are able to know what is going on. And I thank you for your time. I hope you move on to the next part, and we will talk about what you can do to keep your computer safe.